Hello, and welcome to the dark side of history, the channel where we explore the unsolved mysteries and secrets of the past. I'm your host, and today we're going to dive into three fascinating cases that have puzzled historians and treasure hunters for decades. These are the disappearance of Amelia Earhart, the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and the curse of the Oak Island Treasury. Are you ready to join me on this journey? Then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. And don't forget to leave a comment below with your thoughts and theories on these mysteries. Let's get started. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart was one of the most famous aviators in history, and the first woman to flee solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She was also a pioneer for women's rights and a best-selling author. But her most ambitious project was to circumnavigate the globe by plane, something that had never been done before by a woman. In 1937, she set off from Oakland, California, with her navigator Fred Noonan in a twin-engine Lockheed Electra plane. They planned to fly around the world in 29 days, stopping at various locations along the way. However, on July 2, 1937, they encountered trouble as they approached Howland Island, a tiny speck of land in the Pacific Ocean where they were supposed to refuel. Due to bad weather, radio interference, and low fuel, they were unable to locate the island or communicate with the Coast Guard ship that was waiting for them. The last message they sent was, "We are on the line 157-337. We will repeat this message. We will repeat this on 6210 kilocycles. Wait." After that, they vanished without a trace. Despite an extensive search operation that involved dozens of ships and planes, no sign of Earhart or Noonan was ever found. Their fate remains one of the greatest mysteries of aviation history. What happened to them? Did they crash into the ocean and drown? Did they land on another island and die of starvation or exposure? Did they encounter hostile natives or Japanese soldiers? Did they survive and live under a new identity? There are many theories and speculations, but no conclusive evidence. Some of the clues that have been discovered over the years include a Spanish copper coin from the 17th century that was found in a swamp on Gardner Island, now Nikumaroro, about 400 miles south of Howland Island. Some believe that Earhart and Noonan may have landed there and tried to survive for a while. A piece of metal that may have come from Earhart's plane that was also found on Gardner Island by a British expedition in 1940. A human bone fragment that was found on Gardner Island in 2010 and analyzed by DNA testing. It was determined to be of Polynesian origin, not Earhart's or Noonan's. A photo that was found in a former top-secret file in the National Archives in 2017 that allegedly shows Earhart and Noonan alive and captured by the Japanese on Jaluit Atoll in the Marshall Islands. However, this photo was later debunked as having been published in a Japanese travel book in 1935, 2 years before Earhart's disappearance. The assassination of John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States and one of the most popular and charismatic leaders of his time. He was also the youngest president ever elected and the first Catholic president. He championed civil rights, space exploration, and foreign policy initiatives, such as the Peace Corps and the Alliance for Progress. He also faced many challenges and crises, such as the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Bay of Pigs invasion, and the Cold War. On November 22, 1963, he was assassinated while riding in a presidential motorcade through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. He was in the vehicle with his wife Jacqueline, Texas Governor John Connally, and Connally's wife Nellie. He was fatally shot from behind by a sniper who fired from the 6th floor window of the nearby Texas School Book Depository. The motorcade rushed to Parkland Memorial Hospital, where Kennedy was pronounced dead about 30 minutes after the shooting. The accused killer was Lee Harvey Oswald, a former U.S. Marine who had defected to the Soviet Union for a time and returned with a Russian wife. He had also been involved in pro-Castro activities and had visited Mexico City shortly before the assassination. He was arrested by the Dallas police about an hour after Kennedy's death for killing a police officer named J.D. Tippit, who had stopped him on a street near his boarding house. He was later charged with both murders. However, Oswald never stood trial for his crimes, because 2 days later, as he was being transferred from the police headquarters to the county jail, he was shot and killed by Jack Ruby, a nightclub owner who claimed to be distraught over Kennedy's death. Ruby was convicted of Oswald's murder, but his verdict was overturned on appeal. He died of cancer in prison in 1967 before he could be retried. The official investigation into Kennedy's assassination was conducted by the Warren Commission, which was appointed by President Lyndon B. Johnson, Kennedy's successor. The commission concluded that Oswald acted alone in killing Kennedy, and that there was no evidence of a conspiracy. However, many people have questioned the commission's findings and methods, and have proposed alternative theories that involve various groups and individuals, such as the CIA, the FBI, the Mafia, the Cuban exiles, the Soviet Union, or even Johnson himself. Some of the evidence and arguments that have been used to support or challenge the official The Curse of the Oak Island Treasury. Oak Island is a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, that has been the subject of a centuries-long treasure hunt. According to legend, the island contains a hidden treasure of immense value, possibly buried by pirates, Templars, Freemasons, or other secret societies. However, finding and retrieving this treasure has proven to be extremely difficult and dangerous, as the island is protected by a series of traps, tunnels, flood systems, and booby traps. Many people have tried to solve the mystery of Oak Island, but none have succeeded. Some have even lost their lives in the process. The origin of the Oak Island mystery dates back to 1795, when a teenager named Daniel McGinnis noticed a circular depression on the ground near a large oak tree. He also saw a block and tackle hanging from one of the tree's branches. Curious about what might be buried there, he returned with two friends, John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, and started digging. They found layers of logs every 10 feet, but no sign of treasure. They abandoned their efforts after reaching 30 feet. The story of McGinnis and his friends spread among the locals, who became interested in exploring Oak Island. In 1804, a group of investors formed the Onslow Company and resumed digging at the site. They reached 90 feet, where they found a stone slab with strange symbols carved on it. They also encountered water flooding into the pit, which they believed was coming from an artificial channel connected to the nearby ocean. They tried to pump out the water but failed. They also abandoned their efforts. The next major attempt to find the treasure was made by the Truro Company in 1849. They drilled into the pit with a pod auger and brought up some wood, metal, and coconut fiber. They also claimed to have found fragments of parchment with letters written on them. They interpreted these findings as evidence of a treasure chest or vault below. They also tried to block or divert the water channel, but they also failed to reach the treasure. They gave up in 1851. The mystery of Oak Island attracted more attention and speculation over the years, as various clues and artifacts were discovered on the island or nearby. Some of these include a stone triangle with numbers and symbols on it, found on the south shore of the island in 1897. A stone cross with a Templar symbol on it, found on the mainland near Oak Island in 1936. A cipher wheel with letters and numbers on it, found in a book owned by a former Oak Island treasure hunter in 1949. A map with markings and coordinates related to Oak Island, found in the archives of the British Admiralty in 1956. A coin with a Spanish inscription on it, found on the island in 1965. A metal plate with strange symbols on it, found at the bottom of the pit in 1971. A human skeleton with European features and clothing, found in a cave on the island in 2016. These discoveries have fueled various theories and hypotheses about who buried the treasure and why. Some of the most popular ones are: the treasure was hidden by Captain Kidd, a notorious pirate who operated in the Atlantic and Indian Oceans in the late 17th century. He was known to have buried some of his loot on various islands, and may have used Oak Island as one of his secret bases. The treasure was hidden by the Knights Templar, a medieval military order that was persecuted and disbanded by the Pope and the King of France in the early 14th century. They may have escaped with their wealth and relics, such as the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, and transported them to Oak Island via Scotland and Nova Scotia. The treasure was hidden by the Freemasons, a secretive fraternal organization that traces its origins to the medieval stonemasons. They may have inherited or acquired some of the Templars' secrets and symbols, and used Oak Island as a repository for their knowledge and rituals. The treasure was hidden by Francis Bacon, a 16th century English philosopher, scientist, and writer, who is also rumored to be the true author of Shakespeare's works. He may have encoded his writings and inventions in a cipher that can only be deciphered with the help of the clues and artifacts on Oak Island. The Curse of Oak Island is another aspect of the mystery that has deterred many treasure seekers from pursuing their quest. According to legend, 7 people must die before the treasure can be revealed. So far, 6 people have died on or near Oak Island as a result of accidents or illnesses related to the treasure hunt. The Curse of Oak Island has also inspired many superstitions and paranormal phenomena among some treasure hunters and locals. Some claim to have seen ghosts, lights, or sounds on or near the island. Some also believe that there is a connection between Oak Island and other mysterious places or events, such as Stonehenge, Rennes-le-Château, Roswell, or Bermuda Triangle. The Curse of Oak Island remains one of the most enduring and captivating treasure hunts in history. It has attracted hundreds of explorers, investors, researchers, and enthusiasts over the years who have spent millions of dollars and countless hours trying to solve it. It has also spawned numerous books, documentaries, movies, and TV shows that document or dramatize its story. The most recent and popular one is The Curse of Oak Island, a reality TV series that follows brothers Rick and Marty Lagina and their team as they continue their search for the treasure. The Curse of Oak Island is a fascinating example of how history, legend, and mystery can combine to create a compelling and irresistible challenge. It is possible that we will never know for sure what lies beneath the island, or if there is anything at all. But we can still enjoy the thrill and wonder of the quest, and the hope that one day, someone will finally crack the code and reveal the secrets of Oak Island. This concludes our video on the dark side of history, where we explored some of the most unsolved historical mysteries that have baffled experts and intrigued the public for decades. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching, and see you next time on the dark side of history.